My name is Danielle Colby. I'm a burlesque artist. I go under the burlesque name Danny Diesel.
American Pickers, a program about antique collectors Mike Wolfe and, until recently, Frank Fritz, who go through the nation in search of deep treasures, has been on the History Channel for 25 seasons. Everything at Antique Archaeology is run by Danielle Colby, a lady known for her smarts, intelligence, and fierceness. However, there hasn't been much good news for Danielle's and the program's supporters in recent years. It was recently revealed that co-star Frank Fritz has left the show after an absence of 2 years because of serious health issues. Fans of Danielle were also worried that she may follow. Let's look into this and learn more about Danielle's background. Danielle has had a fascinating personal life, including a rocky marriage and a new risky obsession, despite her less than great employment in the antique sector. You may not believe the secrets and agony Danielle has to share. What happens when the cameras stop taking pictures? What has Danielle been up to during her short break from American Pickers on television? Follow me as I look into this. Before we continue, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's look into this. Danielle Colby was born into a Jehovah's Witness household in Davenport, Iowa. To be precise, it was hardly the most conventional upbringing. It seems impossible that she could ever leave her little Iowan rural community surrounded by cornfields. Danielle was happy with the simple life that awaited her for many years. She married Englishman Robert Strong at the age of 29, and the two raised 2 children together. Danielle may have lost hope in her goals, but at least she managed to establish a content and peaceful family life. Meanwhile, she was running an antiques company. In reality, she wasn't doing anything noteworthy. However, things swiftly started to alter after that. Danielle's career really took off when she began filming for American Pickers. As it moved up the ranks, Danielle soon realized that she was doing more than just working behind a shabby counter. She quickly rose to microfame. How did she respond to this? For her part, Danielle is overjoyed. She had worked really hard for years to get to this point. Unfortunately, it seemed that she was enjoying her newfound fame more than her husband. Robert began to feel jealous of Danielle's focus. Getting famous and well-known was too much for him to handle, not while it wasn't his. The two immediately filed for divorce, deciding that this disagreement was too much for their marriage to endure. So what about today? Has Danielle made any new friends recently? You'll have to keep watching to find out. American Pickers is usually not one of those TV shows that almost seems designed to provoke intense disagreement among fans. There isn't much to argue about when it comes to antiques. That's what you would expect, I suppose. But during season 19, a subject that would deeply polarize fans was disclosed. It turned out to be Aerosmith. It all began with what seemed to be a very typical automobile. For the occasion, Aerosmith's very first tour van was purchased. Danielle and her co-workers tried to mend things over a number of episodes. The condition was that, after a certain period of time, they had to give it back to the band. Also in person. Notwithstanding the story's apparent sincerity, several fans found it objectionable. At first, it seemed as if the group was using the screen time primarily to promote their forthcoming Las Vegas residency. Television will undoubtedly be used to promote products. Many fans thought this was over the top and disrespectful to the audience. However, very few saw the shocking turns the episodes would take. Yes, when they gave the car back to Aerosmith, they did wind up having a lot of screen time, but others were also offended by the manner these situations were presented. The cast member we chose, Danielle Colby, was mostly to blame for the issues. Fans criticized Danielle for not paying more serious attention to the absurd events. In fact, when Danielle discovered how deeply emotive the whole scenario was at the season finale, she was seen pretending to weep. Not quite that fast, however. Life is not always as simple as it seems on television. After viewing the scenes with Danielle and the band, several viewers, who had something completely different to complain about, thought that Steven Tyler, the lead singer of Aerosmith, had acted in a highly disrespectful way. Tyler was even referred to as possessive by them. Of course, there's no way to settle this confusing argument if that's your objective. The show continued as usual once the season ended, as if nothing odd had ever happened. If you have any recollections of these Aerosmith episodes, please share them with me in the comments section. No matter their age, most trash fans like watching American Pickers, a family-friendly television series. It seems reasonable Therefore, that those involved in the program would lead regular, honorable lives, but not Danielle Colby. Danielle keeps a low profile on the show, but in her personal life, things are more complicated. Due to her marriage, she was unable to fully enjoy her TV fame prior to that time. Though it seemed like she should be enjoying the time of her life, she wasn't truly satisfied. Being a modest celebrity and working on large projects weren't enough for her, and she didn't know where to turn. But in a moment, something would occur that would fundamentally alter her life. Danielle attended a Chicago burlesque performance with Margaret Cho and dancer Satan's Angel. If you're not familiar, burlesque is a sensual dance and performance art that originated in the late 1800s as a variety show with occasional nudity and vulgar humor. Besides, by the early 1900s, the jokes had become very meaningless. You seem to understand what I'm saying. Kids, cover your eyes with your hands. Well, burlesque as a whole lost favor throughout the course of the next several decades, but in the 1990s, the performance approach gained popularity again. Danielle joined the group soon once and even began dancing since she was so excited about the acrobatic show. They claim she's a natural. Danny Diesel, her own touring band, soon had her as main vocalist. The crowd was enthralled by Danielle's enthralling performances. It's also pretty great that her father first gave her the nickname Danny Diesel. Danielle is still dancing at this moment. Burlesque seems to be the focus of her current profession rather than television. She even teaches other burlesque dancers the basics at her Chi-Town Burlesque School. Her daughter has even experimented with professional burlesque dance performances. Talk about keeping it inside the family. The Pickers of contemporary America. As Fritz hasn't been on American Pickers since being fired during the 2-year hiatus, let's start with discussing Danielle. He had back surgery in 2022 and is now recovering at home after a stroke. Mike Wolf, the project's main driving force, did say that Fritz was welcome to come back. It seems promising as a result. When fans discovered that Danielle had an appearance in the 23rd season of American Pickers, which aired till March 2022, they were thrilled. She recently published a picture of herself and co-star Mike Wolf on social media, thanking him for the opportunities and stating that she wished to continue working with him. But will the program be carried over? I'm not sure. The viewership for the history presentation declined as Frank's departure became apparent, but who knows? These days, Danielle splits her time between burlesque shows, teaching, and picking. She seemed happy as she interacted with cute animals and posted seductive burlesque images on Instagram. Danielle started a clothing line called 4 Miles to Memphis and joined the fashion industry in addition to running her burlesque firm. But what about her home life? Our sources state that Danielle remarried to French artist Alexandre Demers, who designed her clothing line's emblem. I hope he can handle the limelight. Honestly, that reputation nor the possibility of a Pickers season 24 are going away. Danielle's life has never been easy, from a difficult childhood to a horrible first marriage to an unexpected career in television. She has never failed at anything, even though it seems like life is throwing her curveballs one after another. For better or worse, she is never hesitant to be herself. Danielle, give it your best. Stay tuned for further American Pickers. Which American Pickers episode do you think is the most memorable? What specifically did they fix? Please feel free to express your thoughts in the comment section given. Please leave our video a thumbs up if you thought it was interesting.